Hi, my name is Sophie and I'm going to take you through a 15-minute stretch and restore Pilates session. So we're going to start with our feet underneath our hips, softening through the knees, just rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and just pop the shoulders over the hips. Taking your arms down to your sides, we're going to lengthen, stretch up as we take an inhale through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. So just starting with that simple Pilates breathing. And exhale. So lifting and inflating of the ribs on the inhale and exhale to release. Breath in and breath out. So on this next one, we're going to lift the arms towards the sky. We're going to take the arms round and down, and we're just going to draw the chin in towards the chest. We're going to flow down towards the floor, softening through the knees, feeling the stretch down the back of the legs, and gently roll all the way back up and pop the shoulders back over the hips. Big stretch up on your inhale, taking the arms round and down. Draw the chin in and flow down towards the floor. Let the head, neck and shoulders release, and then rolling all the way back up. Shoulders pull back and down. 2 more here. Releasing the arms round, draw the chin in and flow down towards the floor. Be mindful of even weight distribution through the feet. Rolling, stacking the spine and draw the shoulders down. 1 more here. Taking the arms down, draw the chin in, gently roll down towards the floor. Take a breath in and breath out, rolling all the way back up. Shoulders back and down. We're going to stretch over to the right with the left arm and back to center and over to the left and back to center. Exhale and inhale, stretching across and back to center. Try not to shift the hip in the opposite direction and stretching across and back to center. You're going to take the left arm up and circle it all the way around, drawing the shoulder back and down. Big breath in and breath out. So this is just mobilizing the shoulder, drawing the shoulder round. 1 more here and then draw it round. Other side, big stretch up and draw round. Breath in and breath out. 3 more here. And release. 2 more, stretching up, drawing the shoulder, and 1 more, and release round. So it's rolling the shoulders up to the ears and drawing them round and down. Breath in and breath out. I would say take the arms with you, you get a bigger range of movement. And 1 more here, and draw down. Then the other way, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then release. Breath in and breath out. 2 more here and 1 more and release. And we're going to do 1 more roll down here, just centered roll down, releasing through the head, neck and shoulders, and then rolling all the way back up and draw the shoulders down. We're going to take this right arm up towards the sky. You're going to come across to the outside of that left ankle. So taking the left arm up to the sky, keep the knees soft and then stretching the arm to the sky and releasing round. Big stretch up, coming across to the outside of the right ankle, taking that right arm up, back to a centered lift and release. Just 2 more here, coming across and then lift to center and release, and 1 more, stretching up. Feel the stretch running down the back of that right leg. By coming across, it makes the stretch more intense on that side. And then release. So I'm going to move to the back of the mat now. Taking your feet to hip distance. Big stretch up. We're going to bend the knees and we're just going to work into the ankles a little bit. So just pulsing there, making sure the knees are tracking over the toes. Upright through your upper body, shoulders down, and then we're going to hold and take the hands down towards the floor. You're going to come out into a plank position, taking the hands underneath the shoulders, strong through the core, and you're going to tease back into a downward dog stretch. So just softening through the elbows, weighting of the body into the legs, chest to mat, and then we're going to pop back into a plank hold. So it's quite a dynamic stretch. We flow from that plank hold to the downward dog stretch, and then move forward into your plank. Exhale as you stretch it back, weighting of the body into the legs, and then be mindful of coming into a neutral spine as you come back into your plank. 2 more, stretch it back, and then coming forward for the hold, and 1 more into that downward dog hold, and then to the plank. And you're going to pop the left knee to the floor and move the right foot forward. So the right foot comes forward and wide. You should be able to get the hands on the inside. Hands are underneath the shoulders, and you can release the back foot. And just teasing the hips forward, you should feel that your right knee is in line with your ankle in front. The knee should not be overshooting the toes. It makes the knee joint quite vulnerable. So just making sure the ankle is underneath. Thinking about long spine, shoulders down. Then concentrating on pinning the right foot. We're going to move these hips back towards the left heel. So feeling that lovely big hamstring stretch all the way down the back of that right leg as you allow the body to fold forward. If you can, pick up your left hand, just pop it on your left hip and make sure those hips are level, because you might find your left hip wants to open out. So just release forward and then tease back through into that hip flexor stretch. Shifting the weight into the right hand, you're going to take a moment to open the left arm up towards the sky. So you feel that chest opening stretch, but also that the shoulder, that top shoulder pulling round, and then place the hand down on the floor. We're going to slide this right knee back underneath the hip, but it's going to then slide straight away in towards the hands. Take a look down and just check that the right heel is sitting underneath the left hip, and then pop yourself down onto the heel with the hips, sending the left leg, the straight leg, away. Just relaxing down into the hips. For a moment staying up on the hands, just to really open out through the chest, thinking about collarbones wide. So you get a little bit of a back extension. And then coming up onto the fingertips and sliding the hands away from you so that you rest down onto the right thigh. It's not you don't have to if it doesn't work for you, particularly if you're tight through the hips, but it may feel good. And then coming back up to the hands. We're going to bring the hands together and bend through the left knee. So this quad stretch can be quite an intense stretch. So you might just want to hold the foot, but if you feel like you can balance and you can stay stable on the hips, you can pick up your left hand and take it towards the left foot for that quad stretch. So you feel the stretch running all the way down the front of that left thigh. Holding it here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. If it is making you collapse, then let go of the foot. And then release the leg and place the hand down, bringing the hands back in towards or underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under, and we're going to lift all the way through into a plank hold. So hands are nice and wide, bottom is in line with your shoulders, and you just tease back to your downward dog stretch. So weighting into the legs, softening through the elbows. And if you can, just lift the right leg up towards the sky. And then again, if you feel comfortable, open the hip. So you open the hip out to the right, and then flex the foot and bring the heel in towards your bottom. Point the toe as the leg extends, closing of the hip. Pop the foot back down into your downward dog position, and then come forward to plank. So strong in your plank hold before you pop the right knee to the floor and step the left foot forward and wide. So again, hands are on the inside of the left foot, making sure the ankle and the knee are in line and that you've not got a knee over the toes. Thinking about opening out through the back, those collarbones are wide, shoulders down, releasing the back foot if that works. Then pinning of this left foot as we move the hips back towards the right heel. Allow the body to fold forward, feeling the stretch all the way down the back of the left leg. Again, if you can and you feel balanced, you can always pop the right hand on the hip and just make sure those hips are closed and level with the end of the mat, rather than this right hip having opened out. Deep stretch runs down the back of the left leg. And then we tease back through into our hip flexor stretch. Shifting the weight into the left hand, let's see if you can reach the hand towards the sky for that chest opening stretch. Feeling that top shoulder pulling round. And keeping forward into the hips. That's really important in this hold. There can be a tendency to lose the stretch through the hips in order to lift the legs. So just be mindful of that and stay forward. And then take the hand down towards the floor, level up, and then just slide this left knee underneath the hip and then slide the knee in between the hands. Bring the left heel underneath the right hip and then slide the right foot back. So for the moment, stay up on the hands, focusing on drawing the collarbones wide, drawing the shoulders down, and then releasing the hips down towards the floor. Lengthening the straight leg, your right leg away from you to help deepen the stretch. And then coming onto the fingertips to slide forward. This might not work for you. You might want to stay in a more upright position, but if it feels good through the hips and you can just rest down on the thigh, then I would recommend it. You can, by doing this and being up on the fingertips, you can feel the stretch really far into the upper body, so right up into the neck and the shoulders. Feel the stretch running down the side of the ribs, opening out through the back. And then bringing the hands back in underneath the shoulders. Curling the toes under, we slide back to a plank position. Coming into that downward dog hold, weighting of the body into the legs, softening through the elbows. And then if it feels good, lifting of the left leg towards the sky, and then allow the hip to open out to the side. Flex the foot as you bring the heel in towards the bottom. And then extend with a pointed toe, turning of the hip. And then back into the downward dog stretch. Taking the knees down and wide, big toes together, back to a child's pose stretch. Again, lifting up onto the fingertips, lifted wrists, just gives a deeper stretch through the upper body. And then place the hands flat. Come up to an all fours position, getting the stretch through the back as we release the head, open out through the shoulder blades, drawing our abdominals up underneath the ribs, and then back to neutral. And again, rounding through the back, let the head release, and then back to neutral. Exhale, rounding spine. And inhale, release. And last one here. And release. So curling the toes under, lifting back into that downward dog hold. Bring the knees to the floor and slide the hands back to the knees. Stay long through the back for the moment, and then starting to lift, bringing the heels down towards the floor. Bring the hands in towards the feet. Keep the knees soft and gently roll all the way back up, lifting towards the sky, opening through the front of the body. Taking the hands down, rolling down, get that flex through the spine. Bending the left knee, straighten the right leg. Feel that stretch deep into that right side. And then soften both knees, and then bending the right and straightening the left. Getting the stretch deep into the left side. and back to center. Rolling all the way up, stacking the spine, drawing the shoulders down and lifting towards the sky. Take the hands down in line with the shoulders, palms down, drawing right elbow back, opening it out and release. Left draws back, opens out and release. This just gives you the upper body twist, rotation stretch. And one more here. And release. Taking the arms down, big stretch up. And release the arms. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that 15 minutes of stretch. Thank you very much.